Good morning. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance for this wonderful Thursday. A little bit later than usual because we had a night last night. TJ had an upset stomach, so I was in and out of the house with him several times last night, so got a little delayed this morning. But all is good. On we go. Let's see what today brings. And the first thing it brings is outrageous openness. Letting the Divine Take the Lead by Tosha Silver. We have a chapter in the book for our edification today. So, just a couple of nice deep breaths. Settling into the present moment, ready to receive this message, whatever part of this message is for you, resonates for you. The chapter's called Celestial Clockwork. Celestial Clockwork. The quote is by Anonymous, and it says, "Be grateful for the karma you don't have." The other day I was driving home when I hit what in my small town was an unusual major traffic jam. The Park Street Bridge had opened to let through a large ship at the same time as the last of rush hour traffic hit. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Deb. Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are here. We're just reading a chapter from Outrageous Openness. The chapter's called Celestial Clockwork. So she hit a traffic jam. A line of cars dragged for blocks with no escape route. I watched the people around me grow more agitated by the minute. I decided to just let go. Took a deep breath and inwardly said, "My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time." Growing up as a really impatient child, Mars conjunct Saturn in Sagittarius, this statement has really altered my life. So I turned up some Lady Gaga, wrote in my journal, and chilled. In about 20 minutes, I was on my way. When I got home, I saw the blessing. 4 squad cars and 2 ambulances packed my street. 20 minutes earlier, a drunk driver had skidded out of control in front of my building, bashing like a pinball into 7 different vehicles one by one. Without the delay, I might have been right in the line of fire. My friend Tom told a similar story that happened to him in reverse. Excuse me. He had taken his beloved boyfriend home to meet his family in Buffalo for the first time. All had gone reasonably well. Even his rather fundamentalist father was uncommonly gracious and kind. But the night before their scheduled departure, the dad suddenly went mad. He decided the sinners could not be in his home a moment longer. They had to go. While his loving mom stood by apologizing and crying, Tom and his partner threw their luggage in the car in a frenzy, speeding out of town like a band on the run. It was, he reminisced tartly, quite the exciting little melodrama. They decided to drive all night to get back to the enlightened world of Manhattan. Later that evening, they saw the cosmic handiwork. A freak blizzard had gathered from nowhere, hitting Buffalo 2 days early. The news showed cars abandoned by the side of the New York Thruway like empty carcasses buried under 3 feet of snow. The National Guard was called out. Emergency shelters were set up. If my dad hadn't gone stark raving ballistic, we would have been trapped. The storm front was precisely where we would have been driving. The universe expelled us at the perfect time. You just never know what blessings an obstacle or problem may be creating, and what larger nightmares you might totally be spared. So I think what's helpful about this is it can help you instantaneously reframe something cruddy that's happening. So one that I've done, very small version of this, is when I would be rushing to get somewhere, rushing to get to work, rushing to get to an appointment, whatever, and someone would pull out in front of me and invariably go at turtle speed, I would get instantly frustrated and then go, nope, wait a minute, thank you. This might be preventing me from getting into an accident further down the road. This might be a sign from the universe, slow down, there's more than enough time. And what I found, ironically, was when I allowed there to be enough time in my mind, I'll get there when I get there, I was invariably on time or early, not late, not late. So time is one of those concepts that can get modified as we step more fully into the, what were her words? How did she put that? Let me turn the page back here. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. And it's so interesting watching this stuff unfold. So I had another one yesterday. Welcome to whomever else has popped on. Your name isn't popping up, but I'm glad you're here. Back in November, I had a reading with Victoria Laurie, who is a really cool psychic. And the first thing out of her mouth, all she wants is your name and your birth date. And I had been read by her maybe 10 years, 12 years earlier. Anyway, first thing out of her mouth, given my name and my birth date, was, are you moving to the Pacific Northwest? So she laid out her stuff, etc. One of the things that she said was, and she had predicted this for this past spring, which did not happen, although I did move. She predicted I would be moving out to the Pacific Northwest. Ended up moving to Appleton, Wisconsin instead, with a little bit of a veer due to some health problems, etc. But she said it's likely that you will go out there for a visit and then a couple of months later move there. So a friend of mine knows that my son lives in Portland, and he and his significant other just bought a house, and I've been kind of toying with how could I possibly fit this in, dealing with my dad and the dog and all the stuff, all the stuff. And so this friend sent a text message yesterday, just want to run this past you and see if this has, she might go to a wedding out there. She would need someone to dog sit out there for 2 days. So she's offering to pay a one-way ticket out there, and then drive back with me after the wedding is done. It comes on the heels of another event I'm doing in Madison, a 4-day conference. So I'm not sure if it'll work out, but I just kind of smirked, thinking, again, this is sort of that divine engineering, right? So what I want you to do today is I want you looking for that divine engineering. And you can do this in a couple of ways. You can do this looking back, because hindsight's 20/20, right? We can see all kinds of things looking back that we can't predict looking forward. Look for those events that are like that, where something you needed suddenly showed up, where someone you needed some help from suddenly showed up, where things unfolded in that divine right timing, divine right order sort of a thing. Now project that forward. There's no reason to believe that it won't continue to happen that way, given that it always has happened that way, right? As in the past, so in the future, sort of a deal. So think about some of those things where you're fretting or worrying about, how's this ever going to work out? I don't see this working out, blah, blah. Turn it over. Put it in your God jar. Let it go. See how it unfolds. See how it unfolds. But there's likely to be this same kind of divine right timing that unfolds. So keep your eyes open for that today. Listen for the words that might lead you in a direction that's going to give you some answers to that. Just breathe into the open space of, this is the energy of the magic that happens, right? And allow that divine unfolding to happen. So when someone pops up that has a solution to something you've been working on, pay attention to it. You may not do it exactly as it gets presented to you, but still, here's the opportunity. Here's one of God's messengers coming your way with some solutions, right? So that's your mission for today. Look for those divine right timing, divine right order kinds of things. Repeat to yourself, my life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. And so you are. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.